Alright drafters, here today with a really spicy deck I had coming out of the new Capenna streamer event. It's all over now. The video will be going about an hour or so after that's done, and the set's going to be coming out tomorrow. But it was a really spicy one. You can see I'm here against LordTupperware. Had a bit of a slow start, but I'm going to use that opportunity to thank Wizards for the opportunity for inviting me to the event. I enjoyed streaming, even though it's not something that I think I have the regularly free schedule to do a bit more, but it's something I do enjoy doing when I get the excuse, and it was quite good. I did a Jund deck, or a Riveteers deck, I suppose, and I had two of these Riveteers Ascendancies. So this is the one where when you sacrifice a creature, you can get a creature back from your graveyard with a lesser mana value than that. Only do it once a turn. It's a pretty cool card, but I wouldn't recommend playing it. This deck actually had two of them in, and I played them just really to test them out and see what they're like. But they did literally 0 for that deck. So, and I played 4 matches and did absolutely 0 at all. So you see here, just kind of building a bit of a board. I've got a nice 3/4 down there for 4. I've got a couple options in hand. I've got this bootlegger stash, and this is going to be really key to how I end up winning the game, because there are some spicy combos you can do with it, and I'll probably do a video on the combos that you can do with it at a later date. You can see LordTupperware having a bit of a read of what's going on. I've got a couple of cards which do interesting things, and this was quite early on in the event as well, so I'm sure that they ended up in platinum or diamond or something like that. I didn't get any higher than silver, and that was actually quite a way into it that I actually got the silver, because they are better than I am. Got the Echo Inspector here. That's a really strong card if you haven't seen it. Now, you can see here I've got the Corpse Explosion. So this is 3 mana. Exile a creature from your graveyard, deals damage to everything equal to its power. So at this point, I really want this Pugnacious Pugilist in my graveyard. Maybe want to draw into some more gas and things like that as well. So for this reason, I blitz it out, because I want the 4 power creature in my graveyard so I can wipe both boards as well. If I do this as well, I'm going to get a 1/1 which can ping something. I'm going to get to draw a card from it, so it gets a bit of value, and it's quite good with a board wipe like Corpse Explosion, because it's a way to play my creatures, play my spells from hand without having to hold things back, and still get the value from them as well. So opponent's having a bit of a think, wondering why I'm attacking how I am. I don't want to block the devil because I can kill their 1/1, and that thing gives something -X, where X is its power. They want to keep their things on board, and they do have a couple of surprises of their own as well. So opponent having a good old think, having a look about what's going on. I don't blame them. There's a lot of new things to read in the set. I have found that after I've played a few drafts, I think Brokers is the family that I think is going to be best in draft. I was thinking Jund was best at the start, and that's part of the reason why I semi-forced this, because I thought it was a really good deck, and I wanted to try it out. And I think it was probably better in sealed than Brokers is, but I think that it is the best deck in draft is going to be Brokers, because you can get a lot of things going on with that. I might put a video together, but there's a few things I want to talk about coming out of this. And I think that the combos one is something I want to do, and I also want to get a bit of a deep dive on the shield counters. So you can see it got in. I got this Midnight Ambusher, the not quite Vampire Nighthawk. I'm going to use an expletive, which we use in the northeast of England here to describe it. That's a pretty good, cool card, and it actually makes us want to cast that next turn instead, potentially, because you'll see soon that they don't really cast anything of any consequence, and it can hold back their 3/4 flyer while, just gumming up the board a little bit. And I think that's, not too bad a place to be. So here, I can just play the land. I've got the mana for Bootlegger Stash, which I can just play out, and it's out and it's done. I maybe should have held that, because it is a big card and it could have had a counter spell in hand. Disdainful Stroke I found really good, but I wasn't really thinking, and I was pretty much expecting to be... I think I put the hello there just because I only realised who I was playing against at that point. But I think I pretty much expected this to be a loss, and I just kind of wanted to get the Bootlegger Stash out. Also, by doing that, if they play another big creature here and I can play the board wipe, then I've still got the vampire in my hand, so that's another reason that I did that. There was quite a few sacrifice things in this deck. Corpse Explosion is a card which I found that is just generally really good. Ominous Parcel is a good one. I've heard them talk about on Lords Unlimited how they like this card. You can see they're removing my creature so they can attack in. They get in with their 3/4 and take some damage, but I'm still at quite a high life total. Now, I've actually had 2 combos in this deck with the Bootlegger Stash, so I was kind of waiting for the other one. I didn't quite realise the combo that I had when I drew it. So I'm going to play the Vampire out here. It holds back their 3/4 quite nicely, and it just holds things back, because it's still got 4 cards in hand. I don't want to board wipe, just effective to get rid of that 3/4. The Vampire Assassin, the Midnight Assassin, is going to do that job quite nicely by itself. and I can wait while I'm drawing a few more cards. Hopefully they'll play a couple of creatures out, and then my board wipe will do a little bit more. Something I have noticed with Corpse Explosion, that sometimes it just doesn't get rid of their big thing that they have. If they play, I had the experience pre-release, because I've opened quite a few of these for some reason, which I'm not complaining about. Had the experience of pre-release, they played like the 5/7, which makes 3/3 angels. It killed the angels, but didn't kill the 5/7, because I can only do, I think, 5 damage to things. So sometimes it doesn't kill the thing that you really need to kill, but generally it's a really good card. Bodies are relatively small in the format, and sometimes you can really skew it. So if you've got a 4 toughness thing and they've got a load of 3 toughness things, you can deal 3 damage to everything. Now, Hostile Takeover is probably just a better version of Corpse Explosion. So they can make one of their things a base power and toughness 4/4, one of my things 1/1, and just kill pretty much everything. They had to make their flyer a 4/4 here, so it became a 5/5 with a counter, so I couldn't ping it off with the devil. But you know, this just shows you how powerful that card is. They've still got their 3/4 flyer. It's actually now a 5/5 flyer temporarily. They get in for damage, destroy my board, but I do have the Corpse Explosion left, and they even play out a creature as well, so I can have some fun. You can see here creating the treasures, so I've got a little bit of a stash of treasures from the bootlegger stash. There's a lot of clicking, and I think it doesn't really work particularly well in Arena, but it's a pretty spicy card. I did originally think it was a pretty junk rare for Limited. I didn't think you'd be able to play it very much at all, you have any reason, but I really came around on that, and I think I would first pick the card if I saw it from now on. I can't think of any. There's a lot of basically 2 card combos you can have which base on bootlegger stash, and they don't all rely on another rare, although sometimes they do. So wipe the board, that's pretty good. They've got some stuff in the graveyard that can do some shenanigans with. This Tenacious Underdog is particularly a problem, but they do need to take 2 damage themselves. Play the Goldhound out because it is something I can use, and then pass the turn. Empty-handed, feeling not too great at this point. So the opponent, I'm pretty sure they just blitz in the Tenacious Underdog, taking 2 damage, paying 4 for it. They can attack through quite happily here. I don't really want to get rid of the Goldhound now. I can always cash it in later. And the Expendable lucky to get a 1/1 unblockable, so they're really on the beat down here. They really want to get in. The Tenacious Underdog, it'll do 3 damage. It'll draw a card because it's going to die. I can just draw a card here, so trying to find something to actually do. Nothing there, but it's actually the next card that you always want. So this is a thing I have in my head. You always think, oh, I need to draw an extra card. So I draw that card, and it's nothing. But actually, you would have drawn that card at the beginning of the next draw step anyway, so that's not the card that you're really interested in. It's the next one, and this was the one I was interested in today. So, Pyre Arsonist, 1, tap. It's a 2/2 for 3 mana. 1 tap, deals damage equal to any target, equal to the number of permanents you've sacrificed. So, LordTupperware, being a better Magic player than me, realised the combo before me. I saw them looking about. I would have realised it. I swear I would have realised it eventually. But because I do kind of have a couple of looks myself. But it's because it can sacrifice any permanent, so that includes my tokens, not just creatures. A lot of things care about sacrificing creatures and things in this format, but this one cares about any permanent, and it can deal it to any target, so it can go straight to face as well. You can't just hit creatures, you can hit the face. So, as you can expect, the idea now is to tap my lands to get a load of treasures, tap my lands next turn, get a load of treasures again, and then I'll be able to sacrifice all those treasures to get my kind of sacrifice count, my sacrifice storm count up, and then hit the opponent's face. You can see LordTupperware, you can see this is coming. They're really digging for an answer. They really need a removal spell for this, because I will need to untap with it, which is a little bit of an issue, but it's pretty good if you can get there. So they're really, really digging for something to do. Dig up the body only kind of mills and gets creatures back. They clearly don't have a removal spell in hand. And I was feeling pretty good at this point. So, having a bit of a dig. I think it was about this point that I realised exactly how it worked. Probably a little bit before that, to be honest. But yeah, it's a really, really sweet combo. And it will go off in just a moment, I promise. I did speed this up a little bit just as we're going into things. So the Castle Silencer, I was worried that they would be able to somehow pump it, also connives, so if they can sacrifice it after it connives and they put a counter on it, then that would be something that they could do. So they could give my thing -2/-2. But luckily they didn't manage to sacrifice it. They play the Hypnotic Grifter, they've still got 2 mana left open, and I was still a little bit on tenterhooks as to see what was going to happen. They know I'm empty-handed, so I can just kind of tap out here, no problem. And it's not really giving anything away, and I can just get all the treasures there. And then once I untap, I'm pretty much guaranteed, because it's quite difficult to interact with. If they try and remove that, I can tap more. I can tap more treasures in response. So I go through, sacrifice all my treasures, getting a load of mana in my mana pool. So first of all, it's tapping the lands to get the treasures, then tapping the treasures. Sped this bit up so it goes a little bit crazy. I've got a Scotland Butler in hand. That's another card I've been... I don't know. I think a lot of people don't like it. I think it's slightly better than a lot of people think, but it's still not great. You can see the count going up on the Arsonist there. So I'm going up and up and up and up. And like I say, they can't respond to it at this point because if they respond to sacking a treasure, then I can just sack more treasures. And I'm definitely going to get there. I'm going to get way over. And I can do 16 damage to the opponent's face. I could have actually sacrificed a Ghoulhound as well there to do a little bit more. But it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. So if you like this, obviously I'm always happy to have a like and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications. Currently at 510 subs, and I'm pretty happy to be getting there. But thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.